It is tempting to think that you know all the facts and the total truth about a direct experience that you had. And while you may know the total truth and experience you have, that doesn't mean that you know the total truth and experience everyone had. So let me share a story with you. I was releasing this negative charge of the situation with the legislation and everything that I experienced with that. And I was feeling this sense of defensiveness and hurt and sorrow. And I had this kind of internal reaction that I needed to defend myself. And that reaction was telling me to prove my point and to prove that they were wrong. But I knew that if I did that, I would ultimately end up hurting others. And so I got this sense that was telling me to stop and to just trust. Because that charge to defend myself was pulling me into this struggle mode, it was really strong and hard to calm down. But then I had this realization, I don't know the experience in full. I know the parts of the experience that were in my timeline of events, and I know where my timeline intersected with their timeline, but I didn't know their timeline all the way through. And as I started to understand that, two things happened. First, I opened a book and I read this passage. It said, "Life is complicated. Multiple truths can exist alongside one another." And then it says, "There is an ignorance in holding only one perspective as supreme, because in every situation, there is more to know and see. Being open to expansion is not only a pathway to happiness, it is an essential key that welcomes wisdom into your mind." That's from Young Pueblo. That was the first thing. Here's the second. I heard this story about someone who had a near-death experience, and they were discussing going through a life review with a guide who was someone that was kind of in that space beyond death and before the afterlife. And in the life review, they lived their life again, but this time, they saw the perspectives of everyone in their experience, big and small. They watched as the people that they interacted with, when they judged someone, they would watch as that person would go and pray for them despite their indifference to them. They saw when another person who they sent a negative thought to went home and felt that and then cried at night. The weight and the consequence of every choice they made was evident in this life review. It revealed how important it was to choose care, regardless of how wrong you feel. These two moments, reading the passage and then hearing the story, confirmed and solidified the message for me. Life is complicated and multiple truths can exist alongside of one another. If you think you know it all, just remember Pueblo's words. I hope that they will help you as much as they helped me. And if you can give others the right to have their own experience, well, that's when you're acting as the highest level of leader. Remember, you are the leader that we have been waiting for, and you are stronger than you think, and it's time for you to know it. So give me your heart. I promise to be good to it. Click the heart below and follow me if you're a courageous leader who is ready to stop honoring fear, to start operating in the zone, and to step into your potential.